everyone, and welcome to my reaction to One Piece episode 1139. It is called Destroy Egghead. The Buster Call is invoked. Plus, there is some news that I apparently can react to, or maybe something interesting that I don't know. Let's find out. It's in the One Piece anime chat. Let's see. Okay, well, first of all, there are One Piece X Puma Shanks and the Buggy shoes on sale. Those look so cool. Oh my god, but I'm talking about the box. Actually, more than the shoes. That's so cool. Sorry, anyway, that's not the news. That's not the news. Okay, here it is. An anime adaptation for One Piece novel Heroines has been announced? What? Heroines? So, meaning... Wait. Are these chapters? Oh, a novel. What's... A novel? Like a light novel? Who wrote it? What's it about? Let's find out. Wow! Oh, I remember seeing this! Created by Oda, written by Jun Esaka. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. And illustration Sayaka Suwa. I remember seeing this. Some focus on the female character, like fan letter. Oh. Okay. Well, fan letter was phenomenal, so I'm sure that this will be as well. Okay. That's exciting, and look how good they look on the cover, though. Look at my Vivi. Yes, Vivi, more Vivi. And obviously, we want more Robin and Nami, more Piranha, everyone. But I miss Vivi so much. Okay, that's awesome. That's so exciting. I can't wait. Thank you for sharing that, Mother. Also in the live chat, we have Vinush Teabag Moe. Sotos is back after I tried to talk to him earlier and then he was just gone. Tiago, Hunter, Booty is here. Dark Shadow, Espada, and Doji, Odinoko, Akimbo. Welcome everyone. Let's enjoy some One Piece. There is sadly no new chapter today. If you look at my live stream tab on my YouTube, I did the last couple of reactions to the chapters live on here. The rest is on my manga channel. But yeah, just check the links in the description for all of that. For now, let's jump in. Waku waku. I'm joking. It's not that dramatic, but I was still loving. I'm sure this one is amazing, but I was not ready to say goodbye. Okay, it's fine. Let's find out. It's gonna be good. I'm sure it's gonna be good. Let's go. Oh, wait, do I want to watch it? Well, I can't be spoiled. I forgot I'm a manga reader. Skip if you don't. I'll listen to it. I won't watch. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to hold my manga here in front of me and just listen. Whoa, nice voice. All right. See, I just remembered something. Okay, so I read the title, so I know that this is Egghead or Hakai Seo. Hakai Seo. Basuta Koru 発動。
エッグヘッドを破壊せよ。
破壊せよ。
マスターコール発動。
全員島外へ各船に乗り込め。島の中央で一体何が。わからん。従うまでだ。そこおたまたするな。
Doesn't that summarize a lot in the world? I don't know. We're just following orders. A whole society being blah blah, or no, whole thousands of people being okay with an island getting destroyed because the government has said it's a threat. You've had your eyes closed for too long, my friends.
私さえ殺せば済む話じゃないのか。サタン星。このエッグヘッドにはありとあらゆる学問の最新の研究成果が刻まれておる。ここを壊せば科学の進歩は100年遅れる。バスターコールを止めてくれ。進歩など必要ない。
It's funny because they like progress for themselves, like Kuma's, the pacifistas, like, progress is fine as long as they have control over it. But he doesn't. He means that the world doesn't need progress, and no one else needs to stay in the dark.
言い忘れたが、昨日島から脱出した船だが、すでに追撃命令を出してある。その中に空白の100年の何かを知った者がいるかもしれん。なんという卑劣な！彼らは何も知らん。何の罪もない。
Weren't you at O'Hara? Didn't you see what they did to everyone?
探求の欲に勝てず、核を掘り下げた。全員が揃ったらエッグヘッドから脱出するぞ。わかった。ナミさん、こちら俺。そっちの状況は？
もう裏口についてる。下が騒がしいけど何？
ああ、それがこの島は終わった。バスターゴール何回食らうんだ俺たち。
ステラ、心配やで。こっちはゾロがまだルッチの足止めを食らってて。
はあ？何やってんだあのクソマニも。
それを止めにジンベエが向かってる。ほっとくとゾロは迷子になるし。
Well, rather fight Lucci there for now, at least, than bring him around here where Robin could get more hurt.
ブルックが手助けに。ただ問題。
Yesterday, sorry, Soto sent me a video of some One Piece jokes, and then there was that scene with Brook going, Laboon! Laboon! And I forgot how funny Brook is. He's so great.
すごいの骨。これならあっという間に裏口に着くぞ。気持ちいいの。で、最後はどう止まるんじゃ？
考えてませんね。
落ちるじゃろうが。どうする気じゃ。
どうしましょう。リリーさん。
早くなんとかせんか。
Show him your panties! It could inspire him.
戦艦に次ぐ。目標エッグヘッド市街。中央化学工場と未来都市を破壊せよ。 スターコール発動攻撃開始これね捕らえるんだ今すぐ4校だぞ
Why did they start shooting with people still there?
やべ腹いっぱいで動けねえ
His life's work.
エッグヘッド私の夢が
パビリオフェーズ発ラボフェーズ行き発射します。よし行くぞ真空ロケット発進
なんだこりゃあい
運行時間32秒
天の村雲ボニーちゃん今行くパシフィスタボニーとクマを打ち殺せ
お父さん
最高じゃないか
Oh god, this gun.
命を捨てて生かした娘が虫キャラにふさわしき
Someone.
愚の骨頂
Someone. Anyone. Sanji's on the way.
ボニー海軍の命令で父の姿をしたパシフィスタが娘と気づかずにお前を撃ち抜くこと
お父さん
脱出戦の撃破失敗キザルさんに連絡を
I just remembered something.
あいつらエッグヘッドへ向かったと。
Wow! I wanted to say woohoo, and then I twisted my this thing. I just remembered something. Okay, people who have not read the manga, you might not want to be here for the rest of the video from here. Just a fair warning. I mean, it's fair enough. We're all excited. Someone saved the civilians that they were ordered to, and they're on the way. Help is on the way. That's something to be excited about. But I don't want anyone to get spoiled. So anyway, there's so much irony in the fact of the way that, okay, the spider guy was talking about Kuma. Kuma sacrificed his life, gave the, in a way, gave the government the ultimate weapon to save his daughter. And if this wasn't a shonen, his daughter would have been killed by that weapon. Which parent would not do everything in their power, anything that they can, to save their daughter, regardless of what might happen after that? But more than that, you have Vegapunk, who he cared about progress and the, helping the world in the future at any cost. Also became a government scientist, was paid by the government to make them stronger. And fair enough, the Navy too, which majority of them wants to just help people. But still, I'm sure Vegapunk wasn't completely ignorant to some of the stuff that was going on. And, he turned a blind eye. I mean, didn't we see in the past Vegapunk talk to Dragon before? But Vegapunk decided to stay with the government, and because the government had the funds to fund a future that he envisioned, and that's all that mattered to him. He wanted to help humanity, but now it's that same government destroying everything because it's inconvenient. Because they don't actually want humanity to thrive. The irony. Kizaru's character. You can't expect anyone. I mean, he's one of the highest at the top. He's probably seen, a lot of stuff that Aokiji saw and that made Aokiji question and then eventually just leave. Especially, after Akainu became in charge, he gave up entirely. Because I'm sure that you believe in a part of the Navy, a part of the government. But, and that's what you want to focus on. But, he must have seen some shit, right? But he chose to stay. Eventually, it's easy to turn a blind eye when it's not affecting people that you love. And love. It's less easy to turn a blind eye but he still has to. Here, when he's destroying his friend's life work, he was supposed to kill Vegapunk there, right? So I think there's a lesson in how long can we stay blind to the truth before standing up is too late later, because it becomes increasingly difficult. It's difficult because to some extent, look at Dragon and a lot of the people in the rebel army. They have to give up normal lives. They have to give up a lot in order to stand up for something. But the fewer people stand up against it, the more difficult it is for those who do stand up. And the longer you turn a blind eye, the worse things you're gonna get, right? In an ideal world, imagine the powers that those three, Aokiji, Akainu, and Kizaru, imagine them being part of the rebel army. Imagine. But people have different journeys and different things that they're fighting for. And like I said, there is a part of the Navy and a part of the government that you want to believe in, but man, oh man, that 1%. But that's the thing, you turn away cause what can you do? the average person. What can you do? But that's why I get so frustrated when someone with so much power just turns off his brain and does what needs to be done, does his job. I just wish, if only Kizaru and Aokiji both left the government and didn't join Blackbeard. They should have joined Soul. I will stop the conversation there because if you know, you know. But I told Anime Onlys to leave just in case. So there is still the ending song. I was assuming that it wouldn't have spoilers. No, I don't watch the preview. Woo! I really like that. That's so vibey and the visuals are so nice and it feels like subtly, it has a message in there, you know, something. I sadly only have like a few minutes until I need to end the video because it can't get too long for YouTube. So, what will I score? It was a kind of like a set-up episode. A little on the... You literally don't have to tell me to be honest. I'm always honest. To a fault, which annoys people. So anyway, as I was busy saying, it was like a set-up episode transitioning between a lot of focus that we had on Kuma and Bonnie and that kind of exposition between their past and their reconciliation in a sense as best as they could, considering he barely has any humanity left, if at all. It's more like a... Well, I don't know exactly what drove him, this transcendental love, but I mean, he's not himself anymore. So it was a lot of focus on them, and this is kind of like the transition between that and the next part. But I forgot I was like, what do I score it? What do I score it? I haven't been scoring these. Since the anime came back, I haven't been scoring it. But I think this is actually the kind of episode that I could probably score. But it would be weird to score 1 out of... But the reason I say I could score it is because it's not a 10 out of 10 for me. And every episode so far since the show came back has been pretty much a 10 out of 10. Like I said, I've become very... Like, all I care about right now anymore is the story. So it's always a 10. But in this one, it was a transitional one. So they couldn't really, you know... But I did like... I did like the visuals. It was consistent. I did like that we got a new opening, a new ending. They pointed out certain ironies. But, yeah. Every episode so far has been 1 chapter. So it ends in the same place, do you mean, as the manga did. Let's take a quick peek. Do you know what chapter this was? 1105. Okay, so it starts at... Well, the episode... Oh, yes, the episode is... the chapter is called The Height of Folly, which refers to what Spider Guy was saying about Kuma's decision to sacrifice himself for Bonnie, but then in the end, what he gave the government to save her is what might kill her. But thankfully, I mean... this is not even a spoiler thing. This is just... It's shonen, right? Someone is going to show up. Someone is going to stop, and that's what you hope for in real life, too. We all want someone to come save us, but I mean, who deserves it more than freaking Kuma, though? This is such a nice little cover that we got here. Carrot and the Nekomamushi and the Dog Storm. Nekomamushi. They only added a couple of extra pages 2 weeks ago because it ended before Kuma punched Saturn. And they included that on the episode. Oh. So you have everyone running away. Vegapunk begging Kizaru. It's for the sake of humanity. I think he was more so begging Kizaru rather than the Spider Guy because... I mean, he knows. So then... Sanji tells Bonnie he's going to save Vegapunk. And the joke I wanted to make was just about, you know, oh yeah, like you were gonna save Robin, but then you got distracted. But in this case, he did not get distracted. He made it there in time. There was no girls offering him a cup of tea on the way. Then you have Brooke and Lilith sliding down, the ship starting to shoot. Kizaru trying to delay the murder of his friend as long as possible. So he, I don't know if that was the reason, but I assume he stops the tube and they're falling. Wow, the chapter is like that. The chapter feels like that, and honestly, it's tough because yeah, the episode felt a little bit on the slow side. But they did it. They did it well. They don't really have a choice at this point to do 1-to-1, so you know. All things considered, I enjoyed it. Not gonna lie, the dream is 2 chapters per episode because when you have chapters like this, I have for the most part seen when I watch 12 to 24 episode shonen, 2 chapters per episode really is the sweet spot. Sometimes it can even be a little fast, so even going down to 1.5 every now and then is not too bad. But a lot of times, yeah, 2 is kind of necessary to really make it a good episode. But this was, and they added the new opening and ending, so it was fine. Booty says last week's episode was slower. Half the episode was flashback, and there are none in the manga. The falling in this episode was a bit slow for me today, though. 2 chapters per episode is not good for One Piece, though. It depends. I was saying 12 to 24 episode shows. And that doesn't mean 2 chapters each time, but just during times like this, if they could do 2, it would be nice. Or like I said, 1.5. Obviously, there's no one size fits all for anime, but this is what they're doing now, and we're just giving our opinion on the pacing and what might have fixed it if it was possible. I thought it would be a little bit better, you know, after a 6 months break, but it has been for the most part. This is the first time I've really felt like a little bit bored. A little bit. But I don't care. So, thank you for watching. I look forward to next week, and I especially look forward to the new chapter next week. There has been some very interesting discussions there, and it's really fun to have those discussions without worrying that anyone's going to spoil me with future knowledge. I hated talking about manga stuff and theorizing and then people come in and they're like, I'm not a manga reader, but then they are. And it's clear when they're making their points. Now, for the most part, when we're having a Sunday discussion, no one knows anything more, and it's evident in how we talk to each other, which is really great. If they decide to take more 6 months breaks, I would be a bit disappointed if they're this stubborn with the 1-to-1 ratio. If they don't take more breaks, I can understand wanting to keep this pace. I don't think that they'll take another break. That's my prediction. But I wish, and I would love for them to do 6 months on, 6 months off. 6 months on, 6 months off. But then they would need to deal with the pacing. But my prediction is that they won't. But it is what it is. We have the manga. So. And like I said, since the show came back, this is the first time I've really felt this. So honestly, no real issue in the long run. But yeah, okay. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.